Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now, weeks later, in the deep silence of the jungle, Jack trapped a pig and using his spear, using his sharp knife, he just tried to kill that pig, but he missed it. Jack came back to the beach because he was angry, he was frustrated at himself. On the beach, Ralph and Simon were building huts because obviously shelter was important for them to survive. Now Ralph was frustrated because only he and Simon were working, and since only two of them were doing so, the huts could not get intact. They were always falling apart. He asked Jack that everybody else was either playing or hunting and nobody was there to help them. Ralph's complaint that made Jack feel very insulted. Ralph pointed out that all the hunters except for Jack came back hours ago and now are either swimming or playing. Jack tried to explain to him that he was trying to catch and kill a pig, but he couldn't. And he was so frustrated that he did not even have words to describe that. Ralph and Jack argued whether hunting was more important or it was building shelters that was more important. Ralph said that they needed shelter because almost all the boys were scared. Okay, they were living in a jungle, they were all by themselves, there were pigs around them for sure, and other than that, they were not sure if there was a wild animal or not. So they were scared and he wanted to build a shelter for these boys. Simon observed that it is, as if the island, there was something wrong with the island. Not the good island that we have talked about in the chapter 2. So Simon thought that there was something wrong with the island, that the island is not that good as Ralph thought it to be, and Jack also agreed with him. Now while they will continue to hunt in the jungle, he said that he often felt that he was also being hunted, that there was somebody who was trying to hunt him as well. Now Ralph shifted the entire focus of the conversation on the fact that they will have to get themselves saved and rescued from that island. He mentioned that Jack and the responsibility of the hunters were to start the fire, and that led to another argument. Jack said that hunting was their work and they are going to focus on that. Ralph to this said that while Jack was hunting, he was also busy building the shelters, and that is because he was doing it for everybody, not for pleasure. So they went for a swim, and that was how they were managed to keep their anger a bit down. So they controlled their anger like that. Now Simon at that moment went into the forest and he helped some of the boys to gather the roots. He then found a beautiful glade which was hidden by the creeper vine. So he found a glade that was there inside the creeper vine. Now what is a glade? So glade is basically an open space, which is there because the trees are not there any longer. So the open place that is left because of the trees or which is made because of the trees, that is a glade. So he discovered a beautiful open space between the trees and he went to that place and he thought and he came to the conclusion that this island and the place that it is, the surroundings and the sounds that came to this island were very ideal for meditation. That one could actually seek, control over oneself. One could get spiritually bonded with the entire atmosphere and the forest. So we see that Simon was proving to be a better boy than the others. He was not a part of the argument. He helped the little boys gather the fruits, and he also thought about meditation.